Hi everyone, and welcome to another Ready to Ride Pilates course riders, where in this session we are going to be looking at a combination of exercises to help improve your spinal mobility and control. Good spinal mobility coupled with good control is so fundamental for you to be able to ride in balance and symmetry with your horse. So let us get going, and I'd like you to think about making sure your head is balanced over your spine and your spine is elastic and drawing you up tall. Check your shoulders are back and down, your headlights are to the front, your pelvic floor is onto floor 3, and you've got nice equal weight through both of your feet. And then we're going to start off with your bow and arrow, so I'm going to go facing you, one foot in front of the other, headlights to the front. Bring your hands up, take one hand to your shoulder, and then turn, look over your shoulder to the front, and then the same the other way. So all the way through, your headlights stay to the front, the weight you've got through your feet stays the same, and all that movement is through your upper body, but your shoulders are staying level. You're not dipping down to one side. We'll do one more. Okay, then we'll swap and do the same thing with the other foot in front. So same start up, level headlights, equal weight through your feet, then one hand to the shoulder, turn and look back, and then to the front. So always level shoulders, headlights forwards, and that means all that movement is through your spine, not anywhere else. Last one. Okie doke. Bring your hands down by your side and go to the end of your mat, and we're going to do your roll down. So feet together, knees soft, hands on the front of your thighs, chin onto your chest, and you're sliding your hands down the front of your thighs, curling up as tightly as you can through your spine. Pause at the bottom for a breath in, and then breathe out. Slide your hands back up, tuck down with your pelvis, and then you're uncurling through your spine all the way back up so your chin comes up last of all. Then again, chin into your chest. This time try to feel that you're moving every single vertebrae one at a time through your neck, upper back, mid back, low back, and pelvis moving last of all. You will find this easier later in the day than first thing in the morning. Nice breath in, then as you breathe out, bend your knees down onto your mat. We're going to start off on your hands and knees, and we're going to do your cat stretch. So hands under shoulders, knees under hips, lift your spine upwards, and you'll probably find you want to look at your knees. Then dip your spine downwards, and you'll probably find that you're looking ahead. And keep gently moving yourself through between these positions, trying to keep that movement smooth and flowing, and taking your back as far as you can go comfortably and easily. So we've really moved your spine as much as possible, but you're going for a smooth movement. Try not to let it be jerky, keep it smooth. Last one. And then we're going to go down onto your front, and we're going to start off with your Cobra. So you need to have your arms out to the side, elbows bent, hands slightly in front of you, tip of your nose resting onto your mat, and you're going to scoop your nose forwards and up until you come up, your elbows staying just on the floor, you're looking ahead like a cobra, then straight down, scoop back in. So it's forwards and up, straight down, scoop back in. If you want to go a little bit further, you can slightly straighten your elbows, and this time you can come up onto your hands. You can go a little bit further, mobilise a bit more of your spine, straight down and scoop back in. So the movement with your head is the same, whichever version you are doing. You'll just go a little bit further if your hands are away, and try to feel that you're doing the opposite of what you did in your roll down. So you're moving each vertebrae in turn, peeling up, and each vertebrae in turn coming back down. Use the front of your ribs and the pressure you feel through those as you come up and come down to give you that sensation and awareness. Okay, we're going to move on to your breaststroke, and there are several different ways of doing this. If you want to go for the first version, you can do this with your arms flat beside you, and from here you're going to draw your shoulder blades back and down, tummy away from the puddle of water, and you're going to float and reach your hands for your toes. If you want to make that a little bit harder, you can add in a head lift. For you at home, you'd be looking face down. I'm facing you so that you can hear me better. And it's your arms, head and neck moving as one unit. Shoulder blades always staying back and down, tummy away from the floor. If you want to make it a bit harder, you can do it with your hands underneath your head, still with your tummy staying away from the floor. If you sink your tummy down, you can go a lot further, but it's not nearly so specific to your upper back muscles. And this exercise is all about strength and stability around your upper and mid back particularly, and around your shoulders. Don't forget to breathe, and also keep your pelvic floor onto floor 3. One more. Super job. Well done. Okie doke. We're now going to move onto your back. And we're going to start off with your shoulder bridge. So no headrests for this one. Feet comfortably close to your bottom. Remember, if you've done this before with the shoulder bridge, there's always that risk of getting a bit of cramp in your hamstrings. The closer your feet are to your bottom, the less likely you are for that to happen. Feet and knees approximately hip width apart, hands beside you, neutral tummy, pelvic floor onto floor 3. Then imprint your low back into your mat, and then you're peeling up each vertebrae one at a time until you get to the top of your bridge. Nice relaxed breath at the top, and as you breathe out, you're coming back down each vertebrae in turn through your imprint to neutral. So it's pelvic floor, imprints, peeling up, relaxed breathing, coming back down. Have that feeling of your string of pearls, your bicycle chain. And I definitely find with this one that before you start to come down, if you can almost feel like you imprint your low back right from the top and you hold that imprint feeling, it's much easier to then come and land into your imprint than if you wait till the bottom to get to your imprint. It's a little bit like so many of your transitions. It's almost like you're doing your half halt up here, is that you do your imprint at the top and then you're ready to do it properly at the bottom. Just a sort of useful analogy, I hope. Okay, bring your hands up above your head, and now we're going to combine your arms with your bridge. So again, you imprint, and this time you take your arms over your head. You want to, if you can get your hands to the floor, that's great. Make sure you can breathe in this position, but don't get your hands there by overdoing your bridge. You want to get your hands to the top because that's where your shoulders will let them go. Then come back down through your bridge, through your imprint, and bring your hands back to neutral. So it's imprint, arms and spine move together, relax breathing at the top, and as you come back down with your bridge, your hands come up. Keep your hands soft, but keep them level all the way through. So we're looking about the spine controlling the body movement, your shoulders are controlling your arm movement. Okay, we're going to stay in this position with your hands and then come up. Now this is a really tricky one. If you feel that you're not quite ready for this today, then don't worry, just have a breather or carry on doing the one we were doing before. Try to keep your pelvis level and your hands still and soft as we do some of your leg extensions. So this is kind of the ultimate test of how stable you are through your spine and through your pelvis. Remember that your spine is what is connecting your pelvis, also known as your seat, and your shoulders and arms, also known as your contact. And so if you are lacking a bit of stability around your pelvis through your spine, you're going to find that you wobble around doing this one and you can't keep your hands where you want them. Do one more with each leg. This is not an easy exercise, so don't worry. Okay, then bring your bridge down through your imprint, bring your hands down, well done. We're going to do your double hip twist. So feet and knees together, arms out. Hopefully my hand hasn't disappeared off your screen, I'm sorry if it has. And you're going to take your feet and knees in one direction and your head over your shoulder in the opposite direction. You'll notice that my top foot has come with my bottom foot, it is not left behind. This increases the stretch you get. Come back up, and then you're going to go over the other way doing the same thing. So again, nice big stretch. You can hold that position if you want. You don't have to stay, you don't have to keep moving. You can stay, if you, particularly if one side feels a bit tight to the other. I know when my son was small and I was carrying him around a lot, often used to find that going over this way, and particularly so my knees over to the left, I really needed to hold it while everything just let go. One more each way. And although we're thinking this is a stretching exercise, do watch the control that you have. So watch that your knees aren't flopping from side to side. Keep that movement really smooth. Okie doke. We're going to come up into sitting, and we're going to do your oblique roll up. So what we're going to start off with is having your feet and knees together, but try and keep them relaxed so that you're not really fixed and tense. Have your hands on the front of your shoulders, front of your shins. Could have them there, but it won't be the same. Front of your shins, but again, keep relaxed. You're going to be moving from your headlights, and you're trying to keep the movement quite small. So if you think about how much you move through your pelvis and your low back in the saddle, it's not this kind of movement. It's much more controlled and specific. So your shoulders will have to move a little bit with this, but you don't want it to be a really big movement. Let's see if we can add in your arms. So hands up in front, and this time as you roll back through your pelvis, you bring your arm to the side, and then as you come forward, the hand comes forward. So pelvis and arm together, pelvis and arm together. You're leading that movement with your headlights, keeping it quite small once again, so try not to let it get too big, and keeping those knees and feet softly together. We'll do one more each way. Super job. Okay, we're going to go onto your hands and knees. And we're going to do one of my favourite exercises, which is your rotation. So hands under shoulders, knees under hips, and you're taking one hand up. Look at your hand, bring that hand down, and then you can take the other arm up, do the same. So hand up, look at your hand, and then come back down. As you go into that movement, try to push that hand as far as you can. The further it goes, provided it is comfortable obviously, the further it goes, the greater the movement you are getting through your spine. And the further it goes, the harder your muscles are working, so the greater your strengthening effort as well. And remember, you want to be strong through your spine in all these different positions, even though this isn't a movement you do in the saddle, maybe unless you're a stunt rider, but the stronger you are in all these different directions, the much more stable and balanced you'll be in your movement with the horse. We'll do one more each way. And then I'd like you to come back and kneel back onto your heels. If you can't get onto your heels, don't worry, just go as far as is comfortable. Then take your hands out in front and just allow yourself to relax. And if you are comfortable, do a couple of nice big breaths in. If you're not comfortable in this position, don't push yourself to here, just go wherever feels comfortable. Then bring your hands up towards your knees, and we are going to finish there. So well done everybody, you've had a little bit of a mix of strength and mobility, both of which are really important for your spine when it comes to riding. I hope you found those exercises useful. If you found some that you find harder one way than another, that's a really good indication that that is something you need to be working on a much more regular basis. Thank you so much for joining, look after yourselves, and I'll see you again very soon.